Hello everyone, this is the tutorial for the mod Forbidden and Arcanus. This review is made on the version of the mod of 1.15.2, so there could be some changes to the 1.16.1 as well as this version could get updated. Enjoy! If you find it useful, please leave a like. If you have any suggestions, leave a comment, and let's start with this review. Let's start with the ores that this mod spawns. There are 5 ores, and there is only one that is not useful. The arcane crystal ore can be mined to get arcane crystals. This is supplied by Fortune, and these are used in a long list of recipes. Next, we have the Petrified ore. This one drops these orbs that each one gives you 1 level of experience. Now we have runestones and dark runestones. Runestones are more rare than dark runestones, but the runes are more useful. With the mechanism mod, the digital miner, I scanned this whole area and I found 33 dark runestones and 8 runestones. So it's quite rare, but it's very useful. Next, we have enchantments. There are 2. The permafrost and the indestructible. The permafrost enchantment is only used in the buckets that this mod implements, while the indestructible enchantment can be used on almost every single tool and armor that has a durability. The permafrost enchantment can only be obtained on mineshaft chests but already applied to the buckets, while the indestructible enchantment can be obtained by enchanting the items or books. It can also be found on some chests. I spawned loot tables of all these chests to show you the ones that have changed. For example, in-city loot has added dragon scales, chorus pearls, and orbs of temporary flight. The orbs of temporary flight give you 5 minutes of creative flight in survival, and they stack. The dragon scales can be used in crafting, and chorus pearls have a use that I'll talk about later. The mineshaft chests are almost the only ones that I use in this mod, because they spawn buckets of suspicious 2, bad wings, the buckets themselves, some tools, cloth, and obsidian with iron that can be smelted in obsidian ingots, but most important, the Edelwood lava buckets. The stronghold libraries do not seem to spawn the permafrost enchantment. I spawned the loot table a lot of times and I only got the indestructible enchant. The simple dungeons have not been changed and they have a normal loot table. The farming with this mod gets a little easy. This can be used on normal farmland to convert it to a special farmland that gives you double the drops. There is also the golden Orchid seeds. This is a very easy way to duplicate arcane gold instead of crafting it. Just grow it. See, I got another seed and some nuggets. This is perfect and it's very easy to make. Next, we have the Edelwood bucket. The Edelwood bucket is a special type of bucket that is made with this wood. This wood is a type of tree that I will talk about later, but it can also be crafted. It's a very special type of bucket because it holds 4 water buckets, 3 buckets of lava, but it needs the permafrost enchantment because if you don't have it and you're in survival, after a few seconds of having the bucket in your hands, it will drop the lava in your position and it will give you a piece of charcoal. The Edelwood bucket can also hold 4 buckets of milk and it can be used as a storage for these types of stews. You only craft the bucket with the stew you want to combine and it will recharge it. It can hold 8 portions of stew, 1 portion of suspicious stew. It can also be found on my shaft chests, 8 portions of beet stew, and 8 potions of Bad Stew. Bad Stew can be crafted with netherwort, any type of mushroom, a ball, and a bat wing. Bat wings drop from bats. You can also directly get the stew from mushrooms and suspicious stew from brown mushrooms. This has to be done on survival mode. As you can see, I got the bucket of suspicious stew. I can also get the buckets of stew. It only fills one, but I can do this until it's completely filled. It can be eaten normally, and I will consume 1 charge. The Edelwood buckets also have another functionality, which is to carry mobs. In this case, it can be used to carry any size of slime. You can carry the big ones, the medium ones, and the small ones. They will randomly spawn a size of slime. It can also be used to carry magma cubes. Same with slimes, they can be of any size. This is a very useful thing because you can get rid of these mobs without killing them. You can also get buckets of bats and chickens. On water, you need to have an Edelwood water bucket to take them. You can take cods, you can take salmons, tropical fish, pufferfish, and finally squids. Squids also in this mod, when killed, drop tentacles, which can be smelt into food. Now, recipes. The most basic is the obsidian with iron. It's crafted like that, and when smelted, it can get obsidian ingots. As mentioned earlier, the arcane crystals, when smelted, can give you the dust. This dust needs these ingredients and is useful in only 1 recipe, which is arcane gold. This has to be charcoal. Gives you 1 ingot of arcane gold. As mentioned earlier, you can have infinite arcane gold if you find the flower. This type of flower only spawns rarely on the flower biomes. That's why I recommend to install alongside this mod Nature's Compass mod, because you can locate any type of biome. For example, you can search for flower forest, and it tells you where is it. In creative, you can also teleport, and that's how I got here. And here is the yellow orchid. I did not spawn it. There you go. Here tomorrow. So it's not that rare in these flower biomes. Next, we have this skull item, which can be easily crafted with 4 bone blocks like this, and this is used in some recipes. The obsidian skull needs 4 blocks of obsidian and 4 ingots of obsidian, and gives you infinite fire resistance. It's very useful, especially in the nether, and it can be crafted early on. Next, we have the Edelwood log. Even though this can be found in a biome, I think it's better to craft it because it's not that hard, and also when you find it in the nature, they are only 2 logs, so this is way better. When you smell this, you get dark matter. This is used also in some recipes. The cloth can be crafted with some string and white wool. This will be used in some other recipes. Mystical dagger is a decent weapon that can be crafted with some arcane gold ingots, yargorn, and Edelwood stick that has to be done from this tree that I talked earlier. It works as a weapon, but it can also be useful if you find dragon heads to get dragon skills. Each dragon head will give you 3 dragon skills. Dragon skills can be turned into 3 different types of skills. With arcane gold, can be turned into golden dragon skills. With iron and arcane crystal dust, they can be turned into silver dragon skills. And with prismarine crystals and shards and some arcane crystal dust, they can be turned into aquatic dragon skills. The obsidian skull was useful already for the infinite fire resistance, but with some silver dragon skills, they can be used into making the obsidian skull shield that will give you infinite resistance and fire resistance. The bottle block can be crafted with only this type of glass, not colored glass, and any type of planks. The battle blocks can be used to make these light sources. They do not have any effect apart from being a light source. The steps to getting that light source is to first get a soul extractor. It's made with the block, some nether bricks, quartz, and quartz block. With the soul extractor that has durability, you can right click soul sand until it extracts a soul, and it will convert into the soulless sand. With this soul, you can craft it alongside these items, including the enderpearl fragment that is easily made with one enderpearl, and you will get the corrupted dust. Combined with the soul, it will give you a dark soul. This, with 2 feathers and some arcane crystal dust, will give you a corrupted pixie. As far as I've seen, there is no way to get the pixie item, even if it gives you some effects when you right click it. It comes with durability on survival mode, but if you right click a corrupted pixie, it will give you the jar. This immortalizers is not that strong, but it's something, and also the pieces work. But as I've said, there's no way to get the pixie items. We also have some strange items, like these chorus pearls that you could also get from the end city loot. The chorus pearls will teleport any mob you hit it in a radius of 40 blocks. Sometimes it's too close, but sometimes it goes very far. The seed bullet is a very useful item that lets you convert any type of seed into whatever you get. You can use any type of seed to make the seed bullet. It will give you random types of seeds. This is one of the best ways to get all the seeds. We also have a spectral amulet. This uses a nether star, some arcane gold, and an iron ender, and it's very useful. You activate it with right click to show you all the mobs in a very large radius. It shows you the passive mobs with a green line and the harmful mobs with a red line. It does not consume durability, which is great. Next, we have 2 new types of arrows, boom arrows and Draco Arcanus arrows. They're crafted like this, and each one gives you 4 per craft. Boom arrows just explode and kill the mobs in a decent radius, while Draco Arcanus arrows will explode and create a field of dragon's breath. This cannot be retaken with bottles. Runes can also be compacted into rune bags. This has no functionality more than just storing them. There's another way to get dark runes if you don't find them in the overworld. This is a large process that starts by smelting darkstone. Darkstone is found on very low Y levels, very close to lava. As you can see, I dig this hole and it led directly to a pool of lava with some darkstone. When you have your darkstone, you smelt it and you get darkstone bricks. In a 4x4 crafting grid, you will get chiseled darkstone bricks. With 1 rune in the center, you craft your runic chiseled darkstone bricks. This, in this pattern, with some arcane gold and dark matter, will give you this runic tenebrous frame. This has to be activated in order to make dark runes. This is made with a nether star, 4 obsidian ingots, you get your dark nether star. If you right click the empty frame, it will activate and it will be used to create any amount of dark runes that you need. The emotes also adds a functionality to rotten flesh. If you craft it like this, it will give you rotten leather. If you smelt it, you will get leather. This is a very useful way to get leather if you have lots of rotten flesh. Next, we have the armor sets. The 5 types of armor sets scale in defense, we start with the Mortium set, which is crafted with the cloth already mentioned and bones. The only piece different is the helmet, which needs a skull. The murder armor does not give a very great amount of defense, but it's great for starters. Next, we have the Obsidian armor. The Obsidian armor is crafted different than your usual set. Boots like this, the pants like this, chestplate like this, and helmet like this. They're crafted like this because they will be upgraded with dragon skills. Even if it seems like an incomplete set, it actually gives a good amount of defense. It gives a lot of armor and armor of toughness. And if you enchant it, it will be way better. For starters, this is also a good option. If you have a good amount of arcane gold, you can craft it normally, like any armor set. The problem with arcane gold is that it has a little bit more defense than the obsidian one, but if you craft it like this, it will be very expensive. Next set is the Arcanus armor. This one is a direct upgrade to the obsidian one. It just requires some more obsidian ingots and dragon skills. This armor gives a good amount of defense, but it's still not the best. With the skills that we crafted earlier, we can craft a way better set. The third set is a set that gives you a lot of defense. It's not that hard to make, as it only requires a decent amount of dragon skills and the materials to make the aquatic dragon skill. We also have tools. The bone tools can be done like any other tool, only that instead of using ingots, you use bone blocks, and instead of using sticks, you use bones. For example, the bone pickaxe is crafted like this. The arcane gold can be crafted with normal sticks and Edelwood sticks. It may not seem like much of a difference, but if you craft it with Edelwood sticks, it gives you 700 more durability, which is very important. The obsidian tools only require obsidian ingots and sticks and are very, very good tools. They are basically diamond tools with more durability. The final tier of weapons. For each one of these tools, you will need the staff, which requires enderpearl fragments, obsidian ingots, and 1 enderpearl. All the recipes can be shown by the JAI mode, which I also recommend you use alongside this mod. This is how you craft a sword, pickaxe, hoe, and your shovel. You may see that we have a scepter. This scepter does not consume any durability, as it's very expensive, requiring a dark nether star and 2 diamonds. The Arcanus scepter is a very useful weapon. It does not consume durability, even if I'm in survival. As you can see, it does not consume any durability, and it does not take that much to charge. It makes a lot of damage, and it also drops a thunder on its target. As you can see, this could be very useful to transform, for example, mushrooms. As you can see, they transform the mushrooms into their opposite form. These tools have a lot more durability and attack than these ones. For example, the Arcanus sword does 12 damage, while the obsidian does 7. So it's a direct upgrade. The mod also adds 2 special pickaxes. The slimy pickaxe that is crafted with arcane gold, a golden feather that is just crafted, arcane gold with a feather, and some Edelwood sticks and slime. This pickaxe, when you craft it, it instantly enchants itself with silk touch, so it's an easy way to get silk touch without having to enchant thousands of pickaxes. The mod also adds the Inferno pickaxe made with Edelwood sticks, magma cream, blaze, and the obsidian skull. The obsidian skull is not that hard to make, so it's actually a good investment. It auto smelts ores, and as I have mechanism, I can show you that it smells not only vanilla ores, but also modded ores. We can take a look at the trees that this mod spawns. The first one being the cherrywood tree. This one naturally spawned here. As you can see, it spawned on plains. It's not that rare. And the only useful thing apart from the wood that it drops are these cherry peach. This is a very rare drop from its leaves, as I tested on another world. The other types of trees that this mod spawns are first the mystery wood tree that spawns also on the flower fields. As you can see, it's very distinct, but it's also rare. This is also used only for decoration. And the last tree that this mod spawns, it is not like a tree. There are these two logs that spawns only on dark forests. It spawns in these 2x1 pillars. They can be harvested with any type of axe. They do not drop saplings, as they are only 2 blocks tall. Even though you can find a decent amount of these logs, I actually think it's way better to craft it, as soul sand is a very large resource. Arcane crystal is also very easy to find, and the logs can be found very easily. There is also another type of structure that is generated. These petrified roots spawn in caves, and they give you sticks when broken, alongside these rare roots. These rare roots can be planted on stone. They can be grown to duplicate them. They are not used in anything as of 1.15.2 version, but you can get them from the petrified roots. This is a mine I found, and as you can see, Arcane Crystal is not that rare, spawning at close to Y11 level. Here we have some more Arcane Crystal. We also have the Petrified ore, which is a great way to level up. Here we have a lot more Petrified ore. And in this very large ravine, I found some redstone. This is the base of the mod, and you really want to use fortune, as these ores are very rare to find. This is the Stellar Arcanum ore that I talked earlier. You want to mine it as far as possible as you can. It takes a long time. It makes a big explosion when you mine it. As you can see, it drops a stellarite piece, which can only be used for blocks. To finish this review, I want to show all the decoration mods that this mod adds. From the Edelwood logs, you can make planks, arcane planks made with arcane gold, slabs, stairs, fence gates, doors, trapdoors, pressure plates, ladders, and signs. This repeats with cherry wood, only that with it you can strip the logs, same things, and the mystery wood log. The mystery wood logs all spawn some particles, and when in plank form, they have this really cool effect that can be used in building. When we got the soulless sand from the soul extractor, we can make sandstone out of it. This can be used to make cut and polish sandstone, used into making these blocks that I guess you could use in building. This mod also adds this type of crystal gem, which has no use implemented as of 1.15.2, but I guess you could use it for illumination. The dark nether stars can be used to make a block. I guess just to store them or for decoration, as well as Arcane Crystal, the Stellarite, and the Arcane Gold. If you have a Dragon Egg and spare golden dragon scales, you can make Arcane Dragon Egg, which is just a dragon egg with gold skin that makes some particles. It also has not used implemented yet. With Darkstone and Arcane Gold, you can make these arcane based blocks, which can be turned into chiseled, slabs, stairs, walls, pillars, and rods. You can also make arcane glass that can be turned into paints, as well as running glass, which with runes also can be turned into paints. With your Darkstone, you can make slabs, stairs, buttons, and pressure plates. With the polished Darkstone that you get by putting 4 in a crafting grid, you can make slabs and stairs. With the Darkstone bricks that you get from smelting Darkstone, you can also make some decoration blocks, including chiseled Darkstone bricks, running chiseled Darkstone bricks, and arcane chiseled Darkstone bricks. All these blocks have recipes that you should check in JDI. Finally, the mod adds this lighting system, which consists of chains and also these blocks. These blocks can be made from stone, iron, and arcane gold. When placed on like this, they have a different texture than if you place it on the wall. The mod also adds these candles that look way better than the torches that can be used with all these types of decoration. You can place it here and here. It looks way better than torches and could be used in some builds. We also have this candle lamp, crafted from arcane gold, the candle, and Darkstone. This is a light sword that can connect to these chains. As you can see, looks good, as well as the gold chains. The iron chains and the gold chains connect with each other, and they do not work for climbing. Thank you so much for your attention. I hope this helped you. If you have anything, any suggestion, something to tell me, please leave a comment. See you next time.